Guys, here we are. We stopped at the, oh gosh, I do this every time. Great. What is this, the Foundry Bay?
I don't know. Something ruins.
Foundry Bay Ruins. You'll see the name down below at any rate. Yeah, we found some, it's been fantastic. The ruins are awesome. Quick little walk from the beach. There's a public beach down the way a little bit. People out enjoying the paddleboard. As you can see, beautiful water, beautiful bay. Got some islands out there. Rocks are amazing. We've been finding, as you're about to see, at the end of this video, we have been finding just tons of slag here, iron, hematite. We've just been pulling it all out, and it's just been a lot of fun. The slag is something else. And I didn't show a lot of rock picking because, well, it's rock picking. And down the beach here, you got the standard Lake Superior rocks, and then out here, specifically where the docks used to be, you can see them in the water there. It's just all kinds of iron and slag, and just some of the coolest slag I've ever seen. I've never seen anything like it. So we've had a lot of fun out here, and this is kind of the intro, kind of the goodbye. We're about to head out. I have a bag full of rocks, so yeah, enjoy the little bit we show of the beach here and the foundry, and then we will definitely show you what else I found and filled in this bag at the end here. Maybe even a few potential Uperlites, I don't know. But yeah, so enjoy the beach. From the M28, once you're west of Christmas, Michigan, it's well signed, and it's easy to get back to the Furnace Bay ruins here. And it is just a short, simple walk after that. There's a beach area to the left, and then you have the pathway back to the ruins to the right. And the ruins are really something else. I mean, it's not a lot to it, but there was a fire there in the 1800s after about 10 years of operation, and the place burned down, and they kind of just let it sit for 120 years-ish, I think. The signs will tell you everything you want to know about it. And yeah, they've come through and they've tried to preserve it, and yeah, they've done a fantastic job. It's really, really fantastic to see the old smelter. I've never seen anything like that before. And then they have turned it into a whole park, picnic area. And then they have a little break wall down below. And people have been awesome enough to set aside examples of the unique slag to that particular smelting bay area. And it's just a short walk of climb down from the smelter down to the beach. And you can see and then you can check out the old docks there. And yeah, that blackish out in the water is just old slag. It is the whole bottom of the bay is just it's slag. And then of course you have the regular Lake Michigan rocks mixed in, and yeah, it's just a really fun, unique rock hounding experience. If that's what brings you there, and you get a lot of history. And then if you're not a rock hounder, but you have you're with one that, and you just rather beach sit, that beach area is really beautiful. The water was so clear, and then you have I believe that's Grand Island out there, and it's just a really beautiful area to be in. And oh no, you can't take home the red head. I take her home. It's the prettiest gem on the beach. And then they have, yeah, a really cool picnic area there. So it's a great time, and I highly recommend getting there when you get a chance. All right, so it's time to take a look at what we got. I picked up a ton of slag while I was out there, so we'll get to that in a minute. And my son found chunks of, I believe this is iron ore. It's judging by its heft and its weight, and just yeah, it just looks different enough. And I'm guessing this is iron ore. And there was a lot of, sometimes we'd pick up rocks and we'd have look like blood on our hands for a long time, and this was one of them that generated that. So I'm assuming that is a chunk of iron, and that thing is crazy heavy. But we got a lot of slag, a lot of. And I just stopped into Pages on the way home, and there was another gentleman there at the shop. It was a friend of Clark's, the owner there, and they were hanging out and chit-chatting. And, ooh, that's a piece of iron too. That thing is really heavy. And come to find out, this is the Furnace Bay ruins is, oh, more iron, is kind of unique for its slag. It produces a type of slag, I guess, that doesn't really show up anywhere else. And I'm gonna try to sort it out here and show you and get it separated from the regular rocks. Maybe a little bit. Oh, there's one. Yeah. You can kind of, even dry, you can see it on this one. See those lines on that slag? Yeah, that's kind of unique to that area, and those lines show up when they get wet. So bear with me here as I try to. Oh, that's a piece of iron too. And yeah, you can tell the iron as soon as you pick it up. It's heavy. Oh, there's a lot of hematite out there too. I would say this is iron or hematite, however you want to pronounce it. Looks like some hematite, and it's got some heavy heft to it. So yeah, you definitely know when you pick up a chunk of iron like that. Or at least iron-bearing ore, because I mean that's what the furnace did. It smelted ore, so you're gonna find some. All right, I'm just gonna show you what I got here, and this. Oh, man, there's another chunk of iron. My kid was after that stuff, like nothing else. Okay. Oh no, I gotta show you that one too. Okay, hold on. Halfway done yet. Oh, there's another chunk of iron. Sorry for the noise. Yeah, that's definitely iron. Holy shnikey, the thing is huge. That's some weight there. And the whole Furnace Bay ruins, the reason they're the ruins is because there was a fire there, and it destroyed the property, and they just kind of abandoned it after that. And it would make sense too that if they had a ship there incoming for to unload some ore, it would have caught fire too, and it might have dropped some actual ore, a whole boatload of ore into the bay. That's, you know, still washing up to shore. Oh, that's gonna be a good one. That's not slag, but all right. So let's yeah. All right, let's get the slag wet, and I'll show you what I mean. I'm gonna set this bucket aside for the moment. Gonna have to hit some of that stuff with the UV. Okay, here we go. So the very first stone I found when we went out there, I saw this in the water. And I saw actually this side, and I just was instantly in love with the slag. And I guess the Furnace Bay ruins there are famous for this stuff. This gray pattern stuff, and then the purple lined stuff like this. It's just kind of a thing out there. It's well known for it, and I guess this stuff is pretty rare. And the gentleman I was talking to at Pages, he said he didn't find much when he was out there the last time he was there. And you know, I just told him I was picking up handfuls of the stuff. So yeah, it's got that really pretty line, agate-like banding in there, and man, it's just gorgeous. I can't wait to start working with this stuff. I wanted to pick up enough of it that I could get good at working with it before I got into the specimen pieces. Like this one, I don't feel bad about breaking or chipping or whatever, so that by the time I get to working this one, you know, I'll end up with a good piece. This was kind of cool, just the curved shape. I thought that was really neat. I might try to feed that into a tumbler, just try to get that unique shape, but it doesn't look crazy porous, so I might get a decent polish, maybe. I don't know. I think I've tried to polish slag before, and it hasn't really turned out well. Like that would say it's a tumble candidate, but obviously it's heavily pored, you know, has porous sides and stuff, so it's one I think I probably picked up just to try to throw into the tumbler and hope that maybe something like that will stay and show up and, you know, end up with a pretty little piece out of it. So there, yeah, I picked up enough to play around with and use, and like that. Oh my goodness. That would make some beautiful pendants. unique, one of a kind, only available there from what I understand. But I mean, don't quote me on that. I don't know my slags of the world, but that seems like, from what I've learned a little bit, this is one of the few places you can find it. That's that color anyway. This, I don't know if that's slag. This might just be a regular rock. But the whole bottom of the bay was actually slag. People were walking out there, and and I'm looking at the bottom of the bay, and it's Lake Superior. It should be sand or soft, or at least movable rocks, and I'm tunking the bottom of the bay with my rock scoop, and it's not going in, and I'm realizing that the entire bay is one big pile of slag. The whole bottom of the bay is slag. So definitely a hard bottom, and it's going to be coming up for years. Even though the smelters were, the smelter was only there, as I think it was in operation 10 or 12 years according to the signs, and it was still enough to coat the bottom of that bay. And people were walking out there, and they ended up. I think I heard the dad telling his kids, "Don't come out here. It's really sharp on the bottom." And it's like, I saw the kids' shoes up on the beach, and I'm like, "No, Dad, no, don't let the kids out there. They'll cut their feet." But if you don't know if you don't know the area, you don't know what iron smelting involves, and the slag turns into glass, then you're just not gonna know. But there is a beach area there too. We stayed away from the beach area, just because we didn't have a need to go there, and the slag was what really was drawing us. And yeah, the beach area is really cool. Obviously sandy, and it's safe, far enough from the smelter that there's no worries of slag on the bottom of the beach. Alright, so I'm trying to figure out how to do this. I'm running out of containers here. I don't know what I'm going to do with this iron. That's largely my son's project. I don't know what he's thinking with it. He was picking it up, and I appreciated that he was picking it up, but I really don't have a use for it. Sorry for the camera shake. I tied the tripod to the tote. But yeah, I don't know what he's going to do. I know he has an interest in blacksmithing, and I know he probably picked it up with that in mind, but I really don't know what he's going to do with slag, or iron ore. But you know how it is as a parent. Don't curb your kids' enthusiasm. You never know where their passion is going to take them. So you just kind of let it roll. I let him pick it all up, and he was happy to carry it back himself and not throw it in my backpack and break my back anymore. So I was totally okay with it, and I just don't know what we're gonna do with it. That is definitely all iron. That one especially. Holy criminy, that thing's heavy. That's got some weight. This one, not so much. That one, definitely. We already showed the hematite. You can see the sparkle there on the edge. It's got a little bit of hematite in there. And that one, not so much, but still, good grief. And like everything I picked up in the UP, it's time to turn off the lights and see if I picked up anything fluorescent. I did aim to, I think that one in particular, I aimed because I thought it might be a Uper light. And it fluoresces a little bit, but it's not your typical. It's got some red in there. Kind of a cool one. It does fluoresce, which is kind of neat, but oh, there you go. That's how you find the slags. I've always found slag just pops up and really kind of pretty. Try to get this light so you can see it. So I'll have to show you that piece when I shut the light off, but yeah, you can definitely see the banding in there. It's really cool. What else? More slag. You can definitely tell when the slag pops up. There's some fluorite in that one. Or it might just be a stain of some sort. Slag. I noticed that right away when the first time I went out Uperlite hunting. I found a bunch of slag, and it was popping up really quick. It was in the Marquette area, and it kept popping up crazy bright. Yep, there's some fluorite in that one. Kind of pretty. Oh, that's, what was that, Oh, I can't remember what the red is. Doggone, I always forget what the red is. But yeah, you can definitely spot the pieces of slag, can't you? I wonder if that's no, that's not iron. I don't know what that is. Okay, well, let's get the lights back on and see what they really look like. And oh, yep, I would have picked that one up. Kind of pegging that for a Uper light, but clearly it was not. Yeah, there's that one that showed up orange. It's really still really pretty, even in without the UV. So, that was the potential Uper light. I think I'll shove that one into my UV box. I got a whole bunch of these that I really just kind of want to work with, even though it's not a spectacular example of the soda light, Uper light type deal. Some of this stuff, I don't know why I picked. It's just one of those things when you're on the beach. I even know it when I'm picking stuff up. I'm throwing it in my tube, and I'm pretty sure when I get back, I'm not gonna know why I picked that up. This one I picked up obviously because I thought maybe it might be a Uper light. It was full daylight out there, and we didn't bother to carry a light. That is a piece of quartz that's gonna tumble up really pretty. Well, let me get it all wet. That would probably help. That would help figure out why I picked things up. Oh yeah, no, that's pretty obvious why I picked that one up. That's what it looks like, and then you get it wet. Yeah, it becomes pretty obvious. Another piece of quartz. They were throwing quartz at me. My wife was picking with us and my son, and they kept throwing stuff down my backpack. And well, actually, they handed it to me, and then I chucked most of it down my backpack, down into the backpack, because yeah, it's just too cool. And it was our last stop, and I just really wanted to grab some stuff, and it was unique pieces I didn't know if I'd ever be back to pick up again. So I mean, the idea is, you know, I'd love the Upper Peninsula. I'd love to go back, but yeah, there's just the reality of time and money. That's a piece of, ooh. Yeah, I'd say that's hematite. Yeah, getting some rust off of it. Nice piece of quartz. More quartz. There was a lot of quartz there. It was really cool. They were really pretty pieces too. I don't know if the iron and the slag or, you know, the limonite stained it and kind of gave it unique colors, but, you know, like this one. That is a really unique piece of quartz. I'm going to have fun tumbling that up. And this one is pretty much already stage 2. Well, I got a little chatter there that needs to come out, but you can kind of see it there. That needs to come out in a tumbler, but again, yeah. That's iron, I think. Kind of doesn't really have the heft, but it's worth throwing in a tumbler to see what it does, and to see if it stains my water red or turns all the water in the tumbler red. More quartz. I love quartz. As you know, I pick that stuff. If you've been watching my channel, whenever I'm out rock counting, I always pick up the quartz because it's really pretty, especially good sized nodules like that one. And it tumbles up well, and yeah. Did I hit that one with the light? That was at the bottom of the pile, wasn't it? I'm not thinking it is, but maybe. No, definitely not. Okay. It does have some fluorite in it though. Flashback blue. I believe that's fluorite anyway. I just looked it up quick on a UV website, you know, all the things that fluoresce, and that's what they said the blue is. So I'm sure there's more minerals in that flashback blue. So yeah, there's plenty of rocks there too that are just regular. We had a fun time just going through that section of the beach too. We didn't even get over towards the swimming beach, and like I said, we just kind of left that area alone, and could have gone past the swimming beach and had even more rocks to look through. But yeah, we just kind of stopped. Oh, there's a good piece of hematite. And we just kind of stopped, and it was a spur of the moment thing. I mean, my wife wanted to stop one more time for rock counting on the way home, and she kept asking me where I wanted to go, and I kept saying, like, well, if I'm going to go anywhere, I want to go to Petoskey, because, you know, Petoskey Stones in Michigan, but that was going to take us about 45 minutes, an hour out of our way in driving. And she suggested this Furnace Bay ruins, and I'm I can't really ever tell my wife no. I'm not very good at that. So we went there, and it ended up being. I was so grateful that she had suggested it to me. I kept telling her the whole time on the way home, like, I'm really glad we stopped there. And oh my goodness, that's pretty. And yeah, I was just incredibly grateful. I'm really glad she did convince me to stop, or us to stop. And you know, her and my son are so happy. They enjoy rock hounding too, but you know, they're very happy to help me in my little hobby here. Sorry, I'll get that in focus. And yeah, I'm really grateful. It was really cool. It was a really good spot to stop. So if you're ever up in the Munising area, Christmas, I think it's actually more Christmas, Michigan. Oh, there's that again. That whole area is really cool, and it had the variety of rocks that I was really more expecting from the UP. Went up to the Keweenaw Eagle River, particularly. Everything was just red. It was like just rhyolite, basalt kind of colored stuff, and I was just really happy to see a bunch of variety of different colors of rocks. And the slag was something else, of course. Make sure you're wearing water shoes when you go out there, though, if you're going to be looking for. Yep, it's got that fluoride in it again, I think. Either that or it's just a light reflecting. But, yeah. So, yeah, more. Oh, wow. Yeah, lots and lots and lots of quartz. Like I've said, I love that stuff, and this tumbles up just pretty as can be. I imagine some of it's limonite stained, but, yeah, I don't know. We'll find out. I'm going to get this in a tumbler when I get an opportunity. Like I said, I just went to Pages, and I got some stuff from him that I want to throw in the tumblers too. And yeah, I got a lot to do. I got a lot to process, and this just kind of obviously a whole 5-gallon bucket of this stuff, and I need to figure out what I'm going to do with it. So I'm glad you came along with me on this journey. I hope you liked seeing the Old Furnace Bay. It's really cool too for history if you're just a history buff. It's kind of cool to stop in, and they preserve the ruins and everything. And yeah, and like I said, I got 101 projects because I got to figure out how to either tumble this or cut it or work it into jewelry of some sort, because there is no way I'm going to pass up that kind of opportunity for jewelry. So, yeah. So stick around, and I really appreciate you, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye.